Hey traders, hope you all enjoying your weekend and hope you all had an awesome week. So it's going to be really important and beneficial video for you if you want to learn something out of that. If you want to make trading your career or want to become a profitable trader, and it is not impossible. That is why I'm going to show you one of my crypto investment. I'm going to show you an account for my friend as well, and that is a very small account, and I want to show you the potential if you accumulate your profits, if you compound your profits, and you can see the end results. And I'm also going to show you how nicely we take entries on smaller time frame, because I got these questions asked a lot that Omar, most of the time you take an entry on 4-hour time frame. What if we go lower than that? So this week we took an entry on smaller time frame, and few of the zones played out where we had an entry conditions on a smaller time frame. So I'm going to show you that as well. Very important video. I'm sure you're going to learn tons of knowledge that will help you to take your efficient trading decision. If you don't want to watch this part of the video, that's your own loss. So you can skip it to the timestamp you have already seen. But if you watch it, I promise you, you're going to definitely going to learn some valuable knowledge out of the first part of the video. And before I continue, just want to announce that I'll be flying to Dubai tomorrow. So if I don't respond to your messages or your DMs or your emails, then you know that I am not available or have no internet service. And once I get my internet service back, I'm going to reply all your messages, your DM and your emails as well. But if you're my member, you're going to receive your reports in time. So first, let's talk about the patience. Now, I know you guys, most of you trade natural gas a lot, and that is our hot topic here on this channel as well, natural gas. And I remember when the price was here at this point, and when the price was just moving sideways and took a couple of days, and we had this gap down opening, we had a lot of panic. Now let's think like a beginner. Now if you're a beginner, you're not gonna wait and you're not going to survive these type of gaps or these type of moves or these type of moves. Now, I'm showing you this example because I'm going to show you one trade that has a similar example that I personally took, which I'm going to show you in a very short moment. But I'm going to show you the power of being patient. Now, I've been mentioning that from last couple of months, couple of weeks, I would say, that this is the zone from where we are now looking for reversals. And I got lots of comments that, Omar, you're wrong because we had this big pullback. Now it is just a big pullback, and who entered your trades here at this point, this push up is enough to hit your targets. Now, why hang on with your trades when your take profit is hit? If you are greedy, yes, you would be still in the trade. Yes, if you are managing it, your take profit is here, then this is also enough to hit your targets. Now, if you're a long-term investor, then your take profit would be somewhere right here, but that also include the cost of your trading, holding your trades, and lots of other stuff. If you're a long-term investor, I've already mentioned that. If you want to keep your stop loss here and then manage your trades, that's totally up to you. Now, right from this level, we had entry condition here. We had an entry condition right here, and then the price pushed up straight away. Yes, we had this breather. That is a moment of panic, I know, but that is totally normal. I was exactly like this. I used to cut my trades when the price was in the process of the pullback. I even take my profits early. So if you're doing that, don't worry. That is something you will learn in time, and that is something very normal if you are a beginner. But that is not something that is not repairable. In time, if you follow your rules, that is something you can easily control. If your risk size is smaller, then you can able to survive these type of big moves. Now I'm going to show you one account which is right here. One of my friend, now right here, he have deposited 1k, and the gains till now is only 92 pounds. Now that is not bad, because with the 1k and with 1 to 2% of risk, that is something you got at the end of the month. Now, if you accumulate that at the end of the year, that could have been a good profits. But this is something for you to understand, that if you can able to grow your account from 1k to 92 pounds, and you can able to grow your 10k account to 900 pounds profit in a 1 month. Now, it is very important you stay under your risk capital. And now this is how we grow eventually, not become rich quickly. Now right here, these are the trades I've sent already in my priority group. Right here, I still need to add these trades which we took throughout last 2 weeks, but for now we are in a profit. We are still in the profit, and we are still up. We have few losing trades which I still need to add. Of course, in my personal account, I take some other trades as well personally with other strategies which I'm teaching to my students in MMTA course. And if you are my members, you receive the trade alerts like this as well. Now, if you're my member, let's say you have joined at a losing streak, in that case, you will say, no, this guy don't know nothing. But if you look at a large sample size, we are still up. And if you have seen my last year's trade results, we are up 179% at the end of the year with account balance. So if you just joined and cancel it just in 1 month, you have learned nothing. If you have stayed there for a couple of months, only then you can able to see multiple type of entries, what I look for my entries, how I draw my zones, just basics, because I have few members in my group who are still with me since 2022 and they are still my members because they are getting value. That is why they are still in my group. Now, this is not a signal group. If you are looking to join a group that is just for signals, please, it is not the one where you get tons of signals of buy and sell. It is something you get a screenshot from me. You will see what I'm looking at, a basic instruction, what I'm looking at for my personal trades. And this is what I call a standard plan, a very cheap plan, because I don't do this for money. But just because I do all the hard work for you, I draw all the zones for indices, commodities and forex and send it to you, and you get basics coaching, you get free indicators with that. Now, just with this plan doesn't mean you're going to become a profitable trader. Yes, the last year was profitable just with the trade alerts you receive 1 to 4 times a week, but that doesn't make you independent. If you want to become independent trader and want to take your own decisions, you don't want to wait for my alerts, then this is something I call a premium plan. With that, you get standard plan for free. Now, this is not a sales pitch, because if you join a standard plan with the hope that you're going to become full-time trader, this is not something. But if you want to ride along with me with my trades, few trades, not all of them, then this is something you get, and you get tons of knowledge. And I have some traders with a standard plan, they are now making good money. So coming back to the topic, you see how the patience paid off with a very small account. Now this 1K account could be $5,000 account or £5,000 account or a $10,000 account, and that could be gains as well. Yes, I had a losing streak as well, but with the losing streak, I know that at the end of the year, I'll still come out as a profitable. Last year, the whole March, I would say all of my trades, only few of them were the winning trades, but all of the rest of the trades were a losing trade. But still, the next month gave me a winning streak of lots of trades. I've already shown you the results. If you want to see the video, it's already linked in the description. Now, this is a good example of being patient. Stay under your risk. Even the small account can grow, and these breathers will not hurt you if you are under your risk capital. Now, I'm going to show you one crypto investment as well. Right here, this is my personal account on BitGet, and this is my account moneymarkers at hotmail.com. This is my email address, my personal email address I use, and right here my profile is verified. 2nd of Jan 2024, I've bought SHIB, which is right here. As you can see, the triangle pattern, if you follow me, you know I mark these type of symmetrical triangle pattern. If the breakout, I take my trades. Now, right here, 2nd of Jan 2024, which is right here, as you can see, I've bought my SHIB right at the breakout. And after that, what do you see? A big fall, right? We had a big fall, but I did not get panic. I said, that's fine. Eventually, it's going to push up. Looking at the market dynamics and looking at the other cryptos, I was looking at the price, and I hold on with my trade because this was my long-term investment, and that is why I did not want to cut this trade. But I waited with patience for this particular market, and if you see, after so many weeks of consolidation, how nicely the price pushed up, and it has almost doubled my money after this big push up. And I didn't know that it's going to happen or not. It might have pushed down, but the power of being patient that has been paid off with this massive move just within 1 month. Now, if you are scared and you just say, okay, the price just pushes lower, and by chance you did not cut your trade and then the price pushes up at the equal highs, you say, okay, let's cut your trades, and you are now happy that you managed to come out at break even. But that is something I don't want you to do. Once you take your trades, if you have a long-term investment, if you have grabbed a trade at a good price, you know that it's going to push up in long term. This is something I call long-term analysis, not short-term, because this is something I look at daily or I look at on weekly time frame. Something like this in this type of scenario, if you see, this is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks of investment. So long term, I know that it's going to push up. We have this pattern formed, and how nicely the patience paid off. So if you're someone who have invested somewhere, be patient. Now, if my risk was too much here, let's say I've put all my savings, I've put my rent money there, and I know that I'm going to pay my rent next month, then in that case, I would be so scared after seeing a big pullback when we had right here, and I would have lost everything with the fear that price is going to push down further. So that is what I don't want you to do. Stay under your risk capital. Take your trades according to the risk. If you are using a small account, run that account for a couple of months. Then with compounding, you will make good money. And after you are profitable for 6 to 7 months, then you can add more money and stay according to that risk capital. 1 to 2% of risk I personally take. If you're under your risk capital, then trust me, you will not get panic. In the long run, you will come out profitable. That is why backtesting is very important, so that you see lots of losing streak, and after that you know that we have a winning streak as well, and that is just a process you need to go through, and that is what we call trading. It is not gambling, because in gambling you just expect to win and you don't look at the other side. In business there is profits and losses. That is why we need to maximize your profits and minimize your losses with a good risk management. So I hope that gives you a value. Now in this part I'm going to show you how I took some trades on smaller time frame. Now right here, I've sent this entry on 1 hour time frames to my members. We had this entry condition on Canada Japanese Yen paired. As you can see, we were looking at this area of value for the possible trades. Now I want to show you the other zones as well. So what do we have? The price is pushing lower, right? And then we came into the level of support right here. Now at this point, the price rejected from the rejection box, pulled back, rejected again, followed by a 382 candle. Now if you're a student in MMT, you know this is also a type of entry you learn. But what do we have after that? A less aggressive entry, a bullish engulfing pattern, and we had a valid double bottom pattern with the bullish engulfing pattern rejected twice from the zone. We had a divergence in the RSI, signal of weakening in momentum. So we had all the confluences to enter this trade, and how nicely the price pushed up with the 47 pips. Now this was the zone we were looking at for the possible trade, and what do we have before that? Now an example, I want to show you how we can enter from the upper level. So when the price broke above this zone with the pullback, we had a bullish engulfer. This is where I've entered my trade, and that is on 4 hour time frame, and the price pushes up, hit 67 pips profit. But then the price falls in the lower level and forms a nice double bottom pattern on 1 hour time frame. Go back on 1 hour, we have a double bottom pattern, something like this, and that is a successful trade. Now with that, I've also sent the zones for AUD JPY, and we are looking for this level, at this level, for the possible bounce out of. Now the price came in this level exactly as we had a trade on Canada Japanese Yen. We were prepared for the price to come down, form some sort of pattern, and with that we had a double bottom pattern right here with this green candle, and the price pushes up. This is the trade I have not sent in the group because, like I said, it is not a signal group. I want you guys to learn from this entry and take your trades on your own. If you have any confusions, you can always DM me, email me to ask if you are taking the right trade. An example of a similar trade we took in Canada Japanese Yen, which I've sent to my members as well, and exactly the same pattern has happened on AUD Japanese Yen. It is something I've already informed you right here in the report that I'll be looking at this area for the possible bounce, and the price was in this area, formed a condition on 1 hour time frame. So in a smaller time frame, right here for the double bottoms, I go down to 1 hour. All my strategies are valid on smaller time frames as well, but the reason is I've only tested that 4 hour and for few strategies on 1 hour time frame. So this is how we entered here, and right here we had another trade that was a losing trade right here. So I want to show you the losing trade as well, because in trading it is not all about winning. We had a losing trade as well right here with the GBP JPY. We entered in an uptrend right here with the bullish engulfer. All the rules are met, but the price massively fall. Now I've already sent the zones for GBP JPY as well, that if the price comes in the zone, we're going to look for a possible bounce and a possible trade out of that. And as you can see how nicely the price bounced up from this area right here around 128 pips, and right here on smaller time frame we had this bullish engulfing pattern. If you entered a few pips above right here, that is also a good take profit hit if you have entered on smaller time frame. Like I said, I've not tested on 1 hour time frame for bullish engulfers, but a valid entry here as well. Right here in Euro Japanese Yen, exactly the same. We had a push up from the zone. We had no entry condition. Right here from the zone we had a good bounce of 136 pip. We had a bounce from the zone, but we had no entry condition. When there is no conditions, we are not taking the trades, but we had a good bounce out of that. So you see how nicely with the zones, with the rules, you follow your trades. Now that is how you take and enter your trade with the exact rules. Now I want to show you one video where I've predicted crude oil is going to push up without ifs and without buts. I've said that we had a breach of this level right here, and now I'm expecting a price of crude oil to push up, right? And what do we have? An entry condition right here after a new high. So I knew that if the price breached the level, then it is giving you the signal that now we are preparing to push higher. So let me show you what I've said so that you understand conditions as well. Well, it's still within this range. Now as you can see, the price just made a new high with a wick, and we have one candle that just barely closed above this level. So at this point now we can start to look for a pullback entry bullish. Now at this point my rules are met. All I want to see a good pullback above 50 EMA followed by bullish engulfing pattern. Once we have that, we are good to go long. So as we have break above this consolidation, we have a good chance that that price now wants to push up and continue to push higher. So all I want to see a pullback entry, a valid entry to take my long trade. Otherwise generally it is a chance that now price will push up as we have a breach of this level, and if we have push up we can get a good pullback before the price will push higher. So nice one. So as I've already informed you few days ago that after the breach I'm now starting to look for my pullback entry, and right here we had a nice push down, right here a bullish engulfing pattern, and how nicely the price pushed up, and that is a good push of $2.3. That is enough to hit your targets. Now if you're holding on with your trades, then you are a greedy trader. Must take your profits and look for your next entry condition. Analysis of crude oil I'm going to do in the analysis part of the video, but example that how nicely we had a signal the price is now gonna push higher, likely push higher, and that is how exactly what has happened. Now right here for the commodity zones report. Right here, so on 19th of February, I have mentioned this report. I've sent this report to my members that this is the zone from where now we are looking for a possible bounce out of. Now, if you see here how nicely the price pushed down to my zone on 19th of February and how nicely the price pushed up and blast up from the level of trend continuation zone bullish. A good example of the commodity reacting nicely out of the zones report I've sent to the members. Now, it is not something that's going to happen every single time. Again, I also want to stress that in trading, you don't need to get excited when you have a winning streak. Stay calm and prepare for the possible loss. So because if you're already prepared after the losing streak, then that will not hurt you, and stay under your risk capital. Very important as well. Now, a nice push up out of commodity. Now, a very good example of gold I want to show you next. Right here on 11th of February, I've sent a report for gold right here. Now we are looking at the two levels. Only two levels, nothing in between. In two levels, we are paying attention to take our possible trades. Now, for the buy trades, we have the zone below. For the sell trade, we have the zone above. Wherever the price hit first, we're going to look for our entries. Now, this is something requires a lot of patience. Now, some of you don't even wait for the price to come in the zones to take your possible trades. But if you have waited with patience, what happens? The following week, if you see here, the price just falls right here on 14th of Feb. The price fall. I've sent the report on 11th of Feb, right? On 14th of Feb with the swing low bullish engulfer, how nicely the price pushed up, and now these are just a pullback. I've already mentioned this zone in my videos that this is just an anchor level from where we are not expecting reversals. We are only expecting a pullback. That is exactly I've mentioned in my few videos. Feel free to check them out. Right here with a pullback, the price blast up, and I've clearly mentioned that if you close above this anchor level, we're going to start to look for the pullback entry, a bullish. Now after the break, we had this 382 candle, and that is also a good signal the price is going to push up, and how nicely the price just blast out from a level of support I've mentioned. Now, an area we were paying attention for the possible sell trade right here last week. Do you see any sort of conditions? Now you don't see any conditions. So what we're going to do, let's say the price is still inside the zone, you start selling it because Umar have sent the zones. At this point, there would be a lot of loss because the price did not give you a signal that I'm going to fall. Something like a bullish engulfers that buyers are now taking over the sellers. Here we need to see a sellers are taking over the buyers, right? But from the zones, we had a massive push up, and the zone we were already prepared for the push up, and this is a zone we are prepared to push down, but we had no condition. If we had a bearish engulfer in the zone, in that case we're going to start to look for the pullback entry, bearish, and we're going to look for the aggressive entries, bearish, which we did not get. So that is how you need to look at the zones, wait for the signals. I know most of the time the price reacted nicely from my zones even without signals, but if you do it every time, then only one trade can blow up your account like this. So make sure you follow the rules. If you are under your risk capital, if you trade with the conditions, only then you can able to make money in the financial market. So I hope the first part of the video gave you a good confidence to stay under your risk capital, trade with your rules, and trade without greed, and don't try to become quick rich. I'm going to tell you something seriously. If you are making enough money from your trading that you are making from your job, working 9 to 5 or working 12 hours, then trust me, the money you make from your trading doesn't matter if you're making the same money. That is something I call a financial freedom, because this is something you do on your own terms, in your own time, with your own rules, without your boss telling you to come at the office exactly at 9 a.m. or exactly at 6 p.m. for your night shift. So all the gurus you see online on Insta with lots of advertisement giving you the false hope of becoming millionaire, that is not something I would suggest to see, because in trading, all you need to do, gain your financial freedom, earn money, and trust me, in time, who knows, you become a millionaire as well. But for that, you need to be strict with your rules and be disciplined. And in the beginning, try not to overtrade, try just to become profitable. So with that being said, after the long lecture, let's start our analysis, starting with natural gas, gold, silver, and crude oil. So right here, the price is pushing up nicely with this trend line 1 and 2 and 3 touches right here, and price is pushing up. Now, I know for most of you, you have this fear again that the price is now pushing lower. Now, if you remember, I've said that if we have a positive report for natural gas, the price is going to push higher, and I've already mentioned that we had a valid bullish engulfing pattern. And if you follow me right here, if you've entered at this candle using 1 ATR, which is 4, which is right here, something like this. Now, if you've entered on this platform, your 1 ATR target is hit easily. Let me show you what I've said in my last video so that you can understand conditions and entries. At this point, what to expect from it. Looking at the forecast, which is right here, and the forecast is bullish since the last report. The last report was 60B and the forecast is 86B, which is a good difference from the last and previous forecast. Let's say we have a same number. In that case, I'm expecting a price to spike higher. And if we have, let's say, a forecast less than this number, let's say we have a minus 90 here, in that case, we'll have a greater demand in natural gas, that is bullish for natural gas. But we have a nice technical signal here on capital.com right here, which is bullish candle. Like I said in my previous video, I don't like to see a gap down and then a bullish engulfing pattern. That is why I'm a bit reluctant to take an entry here, but that is a valid pullback entry, follows my rule here on this platform. And if you have a bullish forecast, in that case, we have a combination of technical and fundamental signal. Awesome. So you see how nicely the news has fueled our take profit right here. It pushed up and hit our take profit, and we had a positive news. Like I mentioned, if we have above 90s, then in that case the price is going to push up, and it will help your technical signal to hit your take profit. I've already made a video how to trade news in combination of technicals. Feel free to watch that in the playlist, and the video is linked in the description as well. Now, this is a valid entry. I've got a question asked a lot, that Umar, why we had no entry, valid entry on Owanda right here. Now let me tell you something. For my entries, I have few rules. In that case, I have 6 rules which I need to see that are met on this platform. One of the rule is not met, and if you are my student in MMTA course, we had a couple of lessons just to understand those rules. Once all the rules are met, you don't even need to wait for my signal. You see lots of entry conditions in the market and you take your trades on your own. So a rule is not met here, that's why I did not enter the trade, and this is something I can't explain in a single video why it's not valid. But if you follow me here on YouTube, anyway, I always mention that once we have a valid entry. But what to expect from here? Now, next, at this point, I'm still expecting a price to push higher. Looking at this trend line, we had a hit of this 50 EMA. I'm expecting a price to break above from a new high and keep on making new highs till we are in the zone above in red. Now, for my pullback entry, the rules are on this platform. Once we are broken above this high, now let me make it easy for you. Mark your boxes like this. So for the pullback entry, wait for the price to break above this red box. Once we have a price to break above this red box, if it's with a wick, that is also valid. That is also fine. But once we have a wick gone above, in that case, then you can look for your next pullback entry. Bullish, possibly from this trend line, we can get a possible bullish engulfer and the price will push up. If you are waiting for the exact rules for the pullback entry, after the push up, pullback of few red candles followed by bullish engulfing candle. In that case, we have a valid pullback entry and we're going to keep on taking longs till we are in the zone above in red. In case you have missed it, let me give you the zone again because it's a weekend video and I want you guys to plot these zones and prepare yourself for the next week. Right here we have a zone above which is 2.033 that goes up to 2.169, from where now we're going to look for the valid bearish engulfers, double top, inverted hammers, or 382 candle bearish, a zone from where then we're going to look for a possible push down, a big and good push down out of the zone, if not broken above massively. If you have a condition here, only then we're going to take over sell trades. And now in this uptrend, what can happen? The price can push up, we have a good breather, we take our profits, and then the price will ride along in a new wave and push up to the next level of resistance, which I'm going to mention in my upcoming video. But from this zone, I'm expecting a good breather and a good pullback, and I'm going to enter my trade with conditions only. So for now, we are bullish for natural gas. We are pushing up nicely in a trend for the pullback entry. Once we are broken above, we're going to take another pullback entry till we are in the zone above in red with the trend line with the bullish engulfer. That is also entry condition. Stop loss can be below this trend line. Take profit wherever you want to take it. So keep looking for these conditions. I've already mentioned once we have that, we are good to go long till the zone above in red. Right here we are moving up in a trend nicely at this point. That is not a valid bullish engulfing pattern, or not a valid bullish engulfing trade. The reason is, if you see, the candle just opened above this red candle. Now for the candle to be a valid engulfing pattern, it must fully engulf the candle with the body from the bottom and fully engulf the red candle from bottom till top. In that case, the price opened above this red candle, so that is why it is not a valid bullish engulfing candle. Right here, if you see, the green candle has engulfed the red candle fully from bottom till top. That is what I want to see for my bullish engulfing candle. So at this point, exactly the same as on Ovanda, just mark your little zone to see a new high, something like this. Once we have broken above, in that case, we start to look for the bullish pullback entry, or from this trend line with the bullish engulfer, and we keep on taking longs till we are in the zone above, which is right up there here on capital.com, 2.164. that goes up to 2.314, from where we are now looking for a possible bearish engulfers, double top, inverted hammers, 382 candles bearish. All the conditions I've already mentioned, you need to follow exactly the same I've just mentioned. Now here on NEMEX, I've adjusted the zone a bit right here. So the new zone is 2.088, that goes up to 2.240. Now a zone from where we are looking for a possible push down with the bearish engulfers, double top, inverted hammers, 382 candles bearish on 4-hour time frame for the next pullback entry. Exactly the same I've already mentioned. Mark your anchor box right here, break above with a pullback entry. Keep on taking longs till the zone above in red, and the pullback entry must be above 50 EMA or at 50 EMA. So keep looking for that. We are bullish for natural gas. I'm expecting a price to ride along with the trend with the pullback and then break above to the next level of resistance. For now, we are only looking at this level for the possible short-term sell trades. Next, we have gold. A massive push out of gold right here, broken above this level. Now this level is likely act as a level of support at this point, which is going to turn into green. So for now, after this massive push up, we do have one level right here, and now we can expect a possible pullback. So at this point, I've just made my trend continuation zone bullish. So have the zones is 2056.50, that goes up to 2065.12. Now a new zone here for gold, right here, a level of trend continuation zone, a zone that has been broken recently, now will turn as a level of trend continuation zone bullish. Now from here, I'm now expecting a very good breather. If you look here on Fibonacci retracement right here for aggressive entry, which I'm not going to place at this point, we can get a possible push down to 50% retracement, which is right here at 2072.46 here on Ovanda. If you're an aggressive trader, we can get a possible push down and then a possible push up back to this level, which is 2087, that goes to 2093.79 from at where I want to exit my trade. Maximum it can go till 1.618 retracement, but that is not something I want to hold on with my trade, because we are already at the all-time high here on gold. So if you enter aggressively with the Fibonacci retracement, in that case, I just want to go maximum 1 ATR and manage it till this level above in red. For now, all I'm looking at either the aggressive entry, which I've already mentioned, or a pullback of few candles followed by bullish engulfing pattern, and keep on taking longs and take my long trade using 1 ATR for my target. Or now we have a trend continuation zone bullish, which I've already mentioned. If we have a good fall, which I'm expecting, a good push down inside this zone, if we have a bullish engulfers or a double bottom pattern, in that case, I'm going to take another long trade till this anchor level if you want to manage it. Initially 1 ATR will be my target. If you double bottom, I will keep my stop loss below this pattern, take profit 1-to-1 initially for that. So these are the zones I'm now paying attention for the possible trades for gold. Once we have a condition, we are then good to go long. For now, I'm expecting a good breather and a good pullback out of gold. Next, we have silver. Now, that was a heartbreaker. My take profit was almost about to hit, and with the news, the price just pushed up almost there and hit my stop loss. But that is totally fine. I've already made money in the other markets. For at this point, I'm expecting a price now to push up. All you want to see a break above this high. They keep on taking longs till the price is now inside 24.26. That goes up to 24.66. Silver is really behind gold, and it can likely push up the gold as well after a good breather. So if you have a pullback of few candles with a bullish engulfer, in that case we have an entry condition. I'm going to go 1 ATR from a target, and this is an anchor level where I want to exit and see if you have broken above. Keep on taking longs till we are in the zone I've already mentioned. For now, I'm only looking for bullish trade for silver, the pullback followed by bullish engulfer for my next long trade. Last one, we have a crude oil. So let me show you what I've said in my last video so that you can understand conditions and entries in case you have missed my first part of the video. Well, it's still within this range. Now, as you can see, the price just made a new high with a wick, and we have one candle that just barely closed above this level. So at this point, now we can start to look for a pullback entry bullish. Now at this point, my rules are met. All I want to see a good pullback above 50 EMA followed by bullish engulfing pattern. Once we have that, we are good to go long. Nice one. How nicely the price after my prediction made a new high. With that, we had a pullback followed by bullish engulfing candle, and if you see here, that is a valid bullish engulfer, and that pushed the price up. So at this point, all I want to see either a 50% retracement, which is something like this, pullback to 50% retracement, and the price will likely continue to push up from here. So aggressive entry will be like this, and for the less aggressive entry, as now we have a new high, I want to see a good push down followed by bullish engulfer. Yes, we can get a deep pullback to 50 EMA and get another bullish engulfer before the price will push up. If we have an entry condition, let's say here, I will manage it till this recent high and keep on taking longs. Now for the next pullback entry, let's say if we have a push down, we have a bullish engulfer, I'm going to take my long till here, and for the next pullback entry, I want to see a break above this high and keep on taking longs. Now I want to see a complete break above this zone on a daily time frame as well. Only then I'll start this area as my trend continuation zone bullish. Once we have a complete break above, in that case, I'll use this area for my long trades, and we're going to ride along to the next level of resistance, which is right up there. Is 90.92. That goes up to 93.26, from where then we're going to look for reversals, and in between we're going to look for pullback entry bullish. So let one more candle to close above this zone, and then we're going to use this zone as our bullish trend continuation zone. For now, if we have a pullback, let's say we have a good pullback on smaller time frame followed by bullish engulfer, we're going to take over long trade. If broken above, in that case we use this zone as a trend continuation zone bullish, and then we're going to look at the level above, which is right here and which is quite far. So wait for the conditions. Once we have a condition, only then we're going to take over trades. I hope you got a value out of today's video. I know that's a long video, but I hope that gives you some value and you can able to improve your trading psychology and you can able to take efficient trading decision. Hope you trade green rest of the week. See you guys in the next video. Have an awesome weekend. Take care.